And welcome, folks, to the Champions for Life broadcast. I'm your host, Ken Wilson. Just so delighted to be in the studio with you today. It's going to be awesome. I have a special guest today, Phoebe Entermann of plana.org, and she's going to be here talking about a beautiful new application, resource, ministry towards young ladies who, with an unplanned pregnancy, who are looking for help, adoption being one of those things that they're going to be talking about. So it's going to be awesome. Before we get to that, I want to mention, of course, naturally, that Champions for Life is an outreach ministry of First Choice Pregnancy Services, which is the premier clinic in the nation. And that's not something that Ken Wilson, although this is what I believe, obviously, but Focus on the Family gave our clinic that designation, that award years ago as the model pregnancy help center in the nation. And what an honor. We're doing our level best to live up to that standard. And with the staff that we have, the director, the wonderful people here, this is just a blessing. If you have never seen this clinic, I urge you to take a tour. The last thing we need, and the last thing Plana needs, is to be the best kept secret in Nevada or in the United States. We want folks to know about our clinic, which stands here as a ready resource for women who are facing an unplanned pregnancy. Maybe they have some problems, issues. Maybe it's legal, maybe it's familial, maybe just women that don't really know what they want to do with, or how to help their child, or even if they should have this child. First Choice stands ready to help these young ladies and families that are in a crisis pregnancy situation. And every service, just like Plana, is free of charge. Our pregnancy tests are free. Our sonography, if you need a sonogram, ultrasound for the pregnant mom, that's also free. Our counseling services are free. Every resource that we point young ladies to, it's all free. We do not charge our clients a dime, never have. And the beautiful thing, in the 20 years that First Choice has been open, we have now crested, Max, our producer, has the actual stat. I think we're at 47,000 birthdays of children that are alive today because First Choice exists. Isn't that amazing? How good is God? How good is God? And we're just so thankful. If you need our resources, if you need a little help, maybe you're pregnant, maybe you just want more information about who First Choice is, or how you can support them, volunteer. Perhaps we're going to be talking a little bit in a minute about some positions that are available. You can give First Choice a call. Our telephone number is 702-294-CARE. That's 294-2273, First Choice Pregnancy Services. And I urge you, give them a call, take a tour of the facility, and see what a beautiful facility this is. And I think Phoebe would agree that this is a wonderful facility. And you know what? Lord willing, we will be opening up a second clinic. So if you folks keep praying. We are actively looking for our second location. So continue to pray that God will open up. We'll pick that perfect place where the Lord wants us to be for our second facility, our second clinic. And believe me, this is an exciting time. As we mentioned that, I want to mention that our existing clinic has positions available today. And if you are a healthcare professional, or a bookkeeper, or even a sonographer, there are positions that are available. These are paid positions for you. Our full-time bookkeeper, of course, will be able to steward our financial resources that are entrusted to this ministry and clinic with, of course, excellence and integrity. And we also need some part-time HR support. For you part-timers out there looking for a little extra couple of dollars to help build and care for a healthy, mission-aligned team culture here. And listen, if you're going to take that particular job, what you're going to do is you're going to be corralling angels. I mean, this is basic. This was almost like a dream job. You know, if you wanted to do a part-time job here at HR, right here at First Choice, listen, all of the staff here are phenomenal. These ladies and men are just wonderful. And unless, of course, you have to deal with the host of your show, in which case, but you probably won't have to worry about that. So, and also we're looking for a part-time sonographer. And A credentialed sonographer passionate with about revealing the miracle of life and, of course, serving women that are in a crisis pregnancy situation. There is a certain credential that you must have. That is, you need to be an RDWS certified sonographer. For those of you that are sonographers, you know exactly what that means. And if you are willing to do so, listen, we would absolutely love to meet you. I want to tell you, it's an absolute joy just walking into First Choice and seeing the staff, even seeing some of the clients, because I know that the clients are going to be so well served here. And so, again, if you would like to apply for any of these positions, or if you would like to volunteer, or simply take a tour of our facility, give First Choice a call. Again, our number 702-294-CARE. That's 294-2273. Now, during the last week, just to show you how busy we are, and this is, listen, we're always busy here. Between February 18th and the 24th, during a 6-day period, we served a number of women. We did 57 pregnancy tests. 57 folks in a week, and 48 ultrasounds. I mean, that's just a lot, and all of it free. We don't charge a client a dime. And so that's our stats for this week. And I mean, just over the years, tens of thousands of young ladies have come through here, tens of thousands. And you know, that's our goal, that's our mission. And with each and every single client, we share the love of the Lord. You know, we outreach to them immediately for the need that they're facing. But then, you know, we don't hide the fact that not only do we love them, but we are loved by the Lord, and we love them through the Lord, you know, offering ministry to them in the name of the Lord. And that's just how we do business. And so if you'd like to be a part of that, again, give First Choice a call and say, hey, listen, I'd love to apply. I'd love to volunteer. And speaking of which, there is coming up, we're going to do this a little out of order, on March 28th is going to be our March for Life. Now you say, Kenny, how this is where Phoebe asked, Kenny, how can you afford to host and manage a beautiful clinic like this, right, free of charge? That would be a question Phoebe would ask me. Mm-hmm. And we do that through our March for Life. And for those of you who are viewing us on our podcast on YouTube or Rumble or Facebook, we have a beautiful app there with the QR code. This is going to be Saturday, March 28th. It's going to be right at Trinity Life Center, which is just a stone's throw away, 1000 East St. Louis Avenue. Registration is at 8 o'clock. The march begins at 9 o'clock. And here's how it does. Here's what it is. We've got these beautiful pledge forms, of which I am holding up one. And here's how it goes. You are going to march. It's like a leisurely walk, really. It's a 2-mile walk. And you'll get some beautiful person like Phoebe to sponsor you $500 a mile or 25 or 50 or whatever it is for the 2-mile walk that you have. And that money goes towards funding our clinic. And you can fill out the sponsor form, and then we do the collecting. And during the course of the march, we're going to give you a little tour of the clinic. You'll actually get to visit the clinic and see where all the magic happens. And then we'll terminate back where we started at Trinity Life Center. And I want to mention to you, too, the March for Life, it's filled with all kinds of events for both kids and adults. There's raffles, there's giveaways, there's food, just all types of wonderful things, plus beautiful ministries that are going to be there. Who knows, maybe we can even talk Plana into being there as well. Maybe they'll have a table at the March for Life so that you can find out about their great organization and ministry as well. And so that's coming up on March 28th. Now, on March 17th, we are going to have the Imago Dei Pastors Leaders Breakfast. This is a pastor's breakfast. The Imago Dei folks over at Calvary Red Rock are going to buy you lunch. Now, this is going to be located at the Balm of Gilead Global Ministries. This is at 860 East Twain Avenue, Suite 106. For more information, you want to log into the website, imagodeimovement.org. Imago Dei. Now, listen, if you're driving, just try and remember this if you can. But Imago Dei, it's Latin, stands for the image of God. Imago, I-M-A-G-O, Dei, D-E-I, that's God. Imago Dei Movement.org. org and just go under events and you will see this pastor's breakfast. And we're going to listen, they're going to buy you breakfast, Pastor. You and your lovely wife, just bring them, and your youth pastor and your associate pastor, and we're going to be talking about some of the pro-life stuff that's going to be happening, including question 6, which is looming in front of us in another 9 months or so, where our state is going to decide whether or not we can have abortions all the way up through 9 months, whether we need a doctor to be able to perform abortion, whether we're going to have parental notification or not for minors obtaining abortions. Listen, this is going to be a critical time. So you're going to find out more information about that and get educated about not only what First Choice is doing, but about the pro-life movement in general and the resources that are available for you. Again, that's going to be on March 17th, 9 a.m. at Balm of Gilead Global Ministries, 860 East Twain Avenue. And again, if you want more information, imagodeimovement.org. On April 16th, there's going to be the Call to Care right here at First Choice, Partners in Life, a medical professional gathering right here at First Choice, 860 East Sahara. And in this case, we're asking medical professionals, whether it's sonographers, doctors, nurses, RNs, whatever it is, whether you intend to volunteer at First Choice or not, we want to meet you and introduce you to the ministry that is our clinic. And we're going to do that again on April 16th, 6 p.m., right here at First Choice, right here at our clinic. And so give us a call. Let us know that you're going to be coming. Again, that's 702-294-CARE, 294-2273, April 16th, 6 p.m., right here. And finally, my own ministry, 40daysforlife.com. We, of course, are already on I think today is day 9 of our 40-day campaign of praying in front of an abortion facility right here in Las Vegas. And we're joining with 600 other cities around the world, from Australia to the Philippines, to Kenya, to England, to Spain, everywhere around the world. 40 Days is in the midst of our campaign, praying, seeing God work a miracle right there in their respective cities, right here in Las Vegas. Amazing things have happened. And you say, well, Kenny, what can we expect by just praying in front of an abortion facility? Well, I'll tell you. First of all, if young folks who are driving into the abortion facility see you praying, God can often touch their heart and change their mind. Or perhaps even they might even talk to you, in which case you could give them some information about First Choice, maybe even pray with them. I've seen, I've had testimonies of people that, have, interacted with folks later and said, hey, listen, you were there, we prayed, we changed our mind, our baby is alive because of you. Amazing things have happened. Doctors have quit, clinics have closed. I think we're at 184 abortion centers that have closed permanently. 2 of those right here in Las Vegas where 40 Days is prayed. Now, our 2 clinics do not count towards the 184 because what happened, those clinics moved to new locations. So we don't count those. But of the 184, those are permanent closures. And one of the most amazing of all is the one in College Station, Texas, where this all started, where this ministry started at one of the biggest Planned Parenthood abortion centers in the nation. 40 Days began, and ultimately that Planned Parenthood closed, and that building ended up becoming the National 40 Days for Life headquarters. It's just amazing what God can do. And not only that, 275 abortion clinic workers have quit. Many of them doctors have said, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. And it's amazing to see the folks that have come out of this. And the doctors that have come out of it and said, you know what, I don't know what I've been doing all these years. And there's many. And this is because of your prayers. So if you'd like more information about 40 Days for Life, there's a couple of ways you can do it. First, you can log into our website, 40daysforlife.com. That's 40daysforlife.com/Las Vegas. And get all the information you need. We have a lot of flyers, updates, and such. You can, inform your pastor about what is happening right now, right in Las Vegas. Ultimately, our goal is for churches to adopt a day during the 40 days and then cover that facility, that vigil in prayer with their church attendees for that particular day. That's our goal, and we're just going to believe it until it happens. And we're going to thank God for the results. Again, so if you want more information, visit our website, 40daysforlife.com/Las Vegas, and be a part of the solution. Amen? I want to take a moment to acknowledge one of the great sponsors that make this portion of the broadcast possible, and that's Dr. Ray Kelly of Kelly Chiropractic. Treats injuries from falls, accidents, motor vehicle crashes, work-related incidents. For those of you who are suffering from allergies, he also has a procedure called acutherapy, going to treat your allergies and ease some of that discomfort. Accepts most forms of insurance. Been in the business over 33 years here in Las Vegas. Give him a call. Set up your appointment. The number is 702-870-9200. Phoebe is here because her organization, of which she is president, is part of that answer.
Love it. Love the tee up.
So tell me, here I am. I'm physically not a lady with an unplanned pregnancy, but if I were, and I just didn't know what I was going to do, but I would come across plana.org, and then what happens next?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. Our heart really goes to the women who will never come in, step foot in a clinic, or perhaps will step foot in a clinic and will be interested in different pathways for their life. So one of the ways that women can interact with us is, it might be 11 p.m. at night. She just finds out that she's pregnant. She feels so alone and she doesn't know where to go. She goes straight to TikTok, to Google, to all the places that, young women are looking for answers on their phone. And she can download an app, the Plana app, and she can get access to life-affirming care through a care coordinator, through an options counselor, and to be able to see the resources in her area that are available to her. They could be pregnancy clinics, it could be maternity housing, it could be different resources like workforce development or working with the local nonprofits to be able to build a support system for her and house it in one place. So, for example, how we work with clinics is we can meet with younger women who are interested in adoption, because that's something that's really important to us, right? We want to elevate this. If you want to be a mother, that's fantastic. There's some great resources around. But if you are interested in adoption, you might not even know, where to start, what to look for, what the journey could look like. So we wanted to bring a digital solution to where we see so many incredible physical solutions, and to be able to capture that space that women are always looking for, but maybe not finding the life-affirming resources they need.
So essentially, you have an app. You've made an electronic application for a phone or web for a computer, and young ladies who are searching the web, they'll come across Plana, and they'll download. Now, is there a fee associated with your service?
No, so we are a 501c3 organization. So we are set up to in a certain way so that the woman can come and get services free of charge. So it's our mission to make sure that we can make unplanned pregnancies as calm and supported as possible, and to be a native solution. Being on our phones, that's every young woman's maybe 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day, 6 hours a day. It's so native to young women. So how can we bring a solution where it's native for them?
And so tell me, I already know the answer to this, but where did you launch this wonderful application?
Yeah, no, it has been a real journey of, I had moved to the US 2 years ago to start this organization. And we've been building for the last 2 years, developing this app, building the team. And just a couple months ago, we launched here in Las Vegas. So the amazing thing about a digital solution is you can scale nationwide very quickly. But we wanted to really plug into this local community and have this as the first place that we, work with resources, work with young women in the area. And hopefully the idea is from Vegas, we grow nationwide.
Wow. I'm speaking with Phoebe Entermann, who is the president of plana.org, a beautiful app, an organization with an app that will help young ladies with who are facing a crisis pregnancy situation, an unplanned pregnancy perhaps, and they can use your app to find resources that can help them make a decision, whether it's adoption or whether maybe they would like to have their child, but maybe they need housing or whatever the resources are available in their particular communities, I take it.
Yeah, no, exactly. We want to make sure that, if you find out that you're pregnant and you are planning to be pregnant, the odds are you've done a lot of reading and research, and you know when the medical appointments are and when this needs to happen. And, you know, that takes a lot of time. But if you find out you're pregnant and it's unexpected, you haven't had that time to know when do you need to go to get a checkup. You know, what kind of resources do you need? We want to be the ones that are helping her through the full journey, plugging into the right resources at the right time.
Wow. Now you know what? I'm always amazed, especially with, you know, charitable organizations like First Choice, like Plana, that are so focused on helping, you know, the disadvantaged in some way. And I take it, obviously, there is some source of funding for you, but you don't look to the clients for this funding. Your funding comes from elsewhere. And so that doesn't need to be a need. You know, if for example, you're saying, well, you know, plana.org, that sounds like a really great resource, a really great app, but you never have to worry that if you use the app, you're going to end up with a fee or some kind of licensing or anything. It's just free of charge.
Yeah.
That's just a beautiful thing. I mean, it's analogous to what we're doing here at First Choice. I mean, we do our services. What we don't provide, we lead young ladies to wonderful ministries that we've vetted and we know are excellent, and we know that the ladies are going to be blessed by the services that we're pointing them to, even if it's not through us. And Plana is one of those organizations. So Phoebe, you guys have developed an app. Right, and it's now available on the App Store.
On the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store.
And the Google Play Store, and so we can download this. So let's take us through this. For those of you who are driving, continue to drive. But what we're going to do now is we're going to play sort of a video that's going to take us step by step through the app. We're going to walk our way through it. But for those of you who are driving, and you know, I want you to listen along because we're going to walk you through it. But download this app because you never know, right? Who you're going to encounter that's going to need services just like what Plana provides. And how wonderful would it be to be able to just show someone, I say, listen, you know, were you thinking about adoption? Adoption's an option. Look, here's Plana that's going to help you and guide you through this and connect you with those great resources. So basically, you'd go to Google Play, you'd go to the App Store, you would look for plana.org.
Yeah, you would download the app, you'd create an account in the app, and it just asks you a few quick questions: your name, your age, and how many weeks pregnant are you. And there's an option for if you're unsure, you know. So a few quick questions, and this is something that all young women are native with. We download apps so quickly and we play around with them.
Right.
So this is a very native format. You get matched to your care team, and you have this homepage, which really is your home for your pregnancy is what we've designed it as. It has tasks. It could be an appointment at a clinic. It could be checking into a maternity house facility. It could be all sorts of different things in this local area. But we want to ask her what the most pressing challenges are, and we want to create a care plan out of the resources in her area for her. And the reason why this is so important is you might get a list of resources and begin calling or emailing, and then now you're talking to 10 different organizations and you don't know what to do, and now you're overwhelmed. This is supposed to be the calm place that someone tees up the right resources for you. So we have an amazing OBGYN who's done weekly videos for each of the weeks of her pregnancy. We have some wellness videos as well for, you know, stretching or what to eat or, you know, different things like that. So she goes, oh, there's one place I can get information. I'm not going to be overwhelmed by TikTok and all the things everyone's trying to say to me. We have a place for her to journal, to keep track throughout her pregnancy of what can be a really tough time. She might not have a lot of safe people to talk to. So how can we make an app a safe place as young people increasingly turn to technology as that kind of safe place for them? And one of the best things, she gets instant access to her care coordinator. So that's the person who's with her for her pregnancy.
So that's very important. So you guys have, this young lady will be assigned a care coordinator. And again, folks, this is free of charge. The young lady is not going to be charged a dime.
Yeah.
And she's going to be assigned a care coordinator. And that coordinator is going to walk her through, find out exactly where she's at, find out what her needs are, what her concerns are, and it's just going to address them step by step. I mean, that's just amazing.
It's supposed to be solving the issue of the overwhelm of organizing your pregnancy unexpectedly, which causes you to say, this is too hard for me. How can we take that burden off the women so she can take a deep breath and she can come onto an app and she can see what the plan is, right? Planner creates the plan for women who have an unplanned pregnancy. And the great thing is these care coordinators, right? We have pre-existing relationships with all the resources in the area. We have 40 resources just here in Las Vegas. And so, we had a client calling in today, and our care coordinator, Meredith, she sits on the phone with them or she chats with them through the app. She says, what are your needs? I need housing. I need some childcare support, or I want to figure out what my life will be like after this pregnancy, and I need a medical clinic. All right, let's see. Where's our resource? How can we tee up that so that tomorrow she goes, oh, well, I needed a medical thing. Oh, I have a appointment here at First Choice, or I needed maternity housing. They've got me into a great maternity house, and she sees it there, but she doesn't bear the load of help. I need to figure this out, and I don't even know where to start.
Right. That is simply amazing. I would love to ask, what inspired you guys to endeavor to create something like this?
Yeah, it was something that could only be God ordained, because I met my co-founder Gary, who we'd never met before. His background is in technology, and mine was in nonprofit management, and we met overseas on a tour bus.
A tour bus.
Could not have planned this, and we sat side by side in traffic for a couple hours. Had no idea what each other's backgrounds were, and we started talking about different issues. And one of the ones that came up was unplanned pregnancy. And we both just shared this, man, it just seems like such a shame that there's no digital solution that would get life-affirming care right into the hands of a woman at any time of the day through, a digital solution. And we said, man, this technology exists in pretty much every other industry. If you want telehealth, with your doctor, if you want your groceries delivered to your door, if young women look to technology, as we all do now, to solve so many of our problems. But we said there's such a gap here. There's such a burden placed on young women to be contacting and managing multiple different resources, and they're so scared they don't even know what the next step is. So we said, man, this needs to be filled. This is happening everywhere else in every other industry, but it's not happening to actually help young women. And so we left the conversation at that. I went back to where I was living, did not think about it too much, but it really stayed with us. Young women deserve better. There's a bigger network, there's a bigger impact that could be made on a national scale. And so 3 or 4 months later, my co-founder calls me up and he says, still thinking about that idea. Should we whiteboard that? Should we start talking more about that? And that led to me moving to the US and us saying, this needs to happen. It needs to happen now, because women deserve better than having to manage the stress and the anxieties of a really, really tough time on their own.
Yeah, and that is just, I'm often fascinated by, how God ordains certain things to occur, and obviously that was a God ordained moment, and it's just so amazing. And I agree with you. I mean, in a way, even though there's so many people in the world now, but in a sense, a lot of times when we're facing a huge crisis in our life, we can feel really, really alone. And when you're dealing with a pregnancy of all things, right? Perhaps maybe the father is not involved, or and you find yourself alone trying to deal with a serious life issue, right? How wonderful is it now that a great app like yours is there available? One of the things that you were talking about in this app that I think is just amazing is the care coordinator is going to provide like a health plan for you. Right? So you say, now listen, there's a little bit of exercise that you need to be doing. There's a little bit of nutrition that you need to take care of. That, how wonderful is that? Kind of a life coach through your pregnancy. How great is that?
And it's something that we consume content at a rate that no other generation has, right? The amount of time spent on TikTok, the amount of time spent on different curated apps, content and having things right at the tip of your fingers is such a native experience. I come back to this concept of a native experience, because to reach people you have to go where they are, right? And so the great thing about an app is we can keep, we've started off with a certain amount of content of, an OBGYN developing weekly videos, a wellness professional developing exercise and nutrition tips throughout the journey. But our plan this year is to expand this and to be able to provide all sorts of educational materials. And because it's an app, you can tee it up all based on her week of her pregnancy or her symptoms that she's tracked. She might say, this is something we're developing. I have a backache. Okay, there's a wellness video for how you can solve that problem. Or I'm scared because my relationship is really on the rocks. How can we tee up a video or tee up an interaction with a counselor to be able to meet the needs that young women are saying? Because and this is why data privacy is so important, because the data that someone gives you or the needs that they have, you can address them really quickly. So we always want to make sure that we're being very sensitive to young women. We're being very professional in how we manage the app, the data, everything around that. But yeah, the opportunity for how much content you can create to help solve different problems throughout their pregnancy journey is a great potential.
So let me ask you this now. Privacy, of course, especially medical privacy, is a very, very big issue. First of all, I want to address how safe and private the young lady's medical issues are, and the other thing I'd like to talk about is how you were able to negotiate each state's requirements, or is that something that's an ongoing process?
Yeah, no, definitely an ongoing process. Starting in Vegas is where we're testing the model here, testing the app. This is exciting stuff. And then we get to look at each state that we want to expand into and start to grow out. We're lucky enough to work with brilliant adoption partners that if a woman wants an adoption in a different state, they have the capacity to be able to change the needs per state and be able to serve that woman, which is great. Okay. But you made a really great point on the data privacy, right? This was something we talked about. We increasingly use technology and we increasingly give data, and there's a lot of bad actors out there that use consumer data to sell or to hurt other people. And we really said from the very beginning, we have to make sure that Plana is a place that young women trust us to help them. And that trust has to be earned, right? And so we're in the middle of going through our HIPAA compliance certifications and our SOC 2 Type 1, which is everything around data privacy, making sure you have all the checks and balances in your technology to make sure that the client's data is perfectly secure and you have all the safeguards in place. And that takes a while, compliance is important. But that's what young women are owed in this very, very vulnerable time of their life.
Wow, amen. And so, maybe that's you today, and you say, you know what, this is a great resource. I would love to have an app, a coach who would, a care coordinator who would walk me through my pregnancy. How awesome would that be? And the wonderful thing about it is you'll be able to share everything, and it will be forever private. And that should give some comfort and solace to people who are worried, especially today. I mean, you have so many bad actors out there.
Yeah.
And especially when you're dealing with digital information, you're doing stuff, giving stuff over your phone, you're worried about that. But fear not. Plana is doing their homework to make sure that not only your privacy is respected, but that the data itself is safe. And that's so important. So I really commend you guys for doing that. And again, it's all free of charge. I love saying that because, everybody expects, well, there's got to be a hook somewhere. You know, Phoebe, you're trying to get us somehow. There must be a hook in here somewhere and there's not. It's a benevolent, wonderful. Now, you guys obviously make money because it is it's a nonprofit, but you obviously have to pay everyone that's involved. But that burden of finances does not fall to the client, and that's just marvelous.
And the beautiful thing is it falls to people who have a heart for young women in this situation, right? We've had some incredible donors and philanthropists say, we want women to be supported. We don't want them to face this alone. And so that's an incredible piece. It's not as if it's someone else is paying the cost, right? Which is, I think, so beautiful to think of it that way, that there's people in the community who are visionaries, who can see the impact that this kind of technology could have on young women.
Yeah. And wouldn't it be awesome, though, to actually eventually have Plana in Australia? I mean...
We've had a clinic reach out and say, how quickly
really?
can you get here? And I met with them when I went home. I said, let me have Las Vegas first. Once we are a real success story in Las Vegas, the world really is the oyster, because having no bricks and mortar means that we can scale quickly. We can partner with a lot of different clinics, a lot of different resources, and be kind of an umbrella resource for a lot of different communities.
Yeah, how awesome is that? Just not only just taking care of the Nevada, but all of the United States, all of North America, and ultimately the world, including our home country of Australia, which is just amazing. Now, maybe you're interested, maybe you're just tuning in right now. I'm speaking with Phoebe Entermann, who's the president of Plana, which is a beautiful app that basically guides a young lady through an unplanned pregnancy, answering every question that she could possibly have, all of the concerns she might have, whether it's medicinal or health related, or maybe it's even financial, maybe it's just practical needs, like resources, maybe diapers or even housing. And this beautiful app is available free of charge in the Apple Store, on Google Play, and you can download it. It's Plana, 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 and you can download it on your app, get yourself registered, and
one of our friendly care coordinators, Meredith or Kylie, will be there to, get you connected and get a care plan created just for you.
I mean, that's just fantastic. And you know what's going to happen? You guys ultimately, well, I don't know that you can do this though because of the privacy, but wouldn't it be wonderful? Maybe at Plana headquarters, you'll have a bulletin or like a wall of babies that have had their birthdays. Wouldn't that be awesome?
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, that would be. Of course, now your baby's picture would be private and it would be held in confidence, but it would still be awesome, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And so, again, I'm talking with Phoebe Entermann, who is the president of Plana and is making a difference digitally for women who are facing a crisis in their pregnancy, or maybe just want some answers. Maybe they want to know where the next pregnancy test, or how to get an ultrasound, or maybe they need some medicine, whatever the issue might be. And Plana is going to be there. Maybe adoption is something that they're considering. Maybe just want more information about that. And that Plana is going to step right in. And the beautiful thing, again, you get this care coordinator, personalized service. You can pour out your heart to this care coordinator who really cares about you, right? Because that's not just her job, but obviously you handpick these care coordinators.
We do. They're on staff with us. So we have a really great support system that we've designed. So essentially, the woman comes in. If she wants options counseling, we have an actual licensed counselor who can give her options counseling. For the rest of her pregnancy, it's the care coordinators who are really logistics whizzes. They can pull up things, they can make appointments, they can make it all the worries disappear is what the care coordinator's role is. And they're the person that's going to be teeing up your care plan for you throughout your pregnancy. But one of my favorite pieces is we also have a mentoring program. So we train volunteers in our local Las Vegas area. We have 20 right now. We're looking to scale up.
Wow.
And these are women in the community who want to come alongside and just be a friend to a young woman who has an unplanned pregnancy. So we've already had some mentor matches, which has been incredible. And it's supposed to be the longer term support, plugging into social networks that, once your pregnancy is over and the app is no longer of too much benefit to you, you still get this mentor who's going to be a champion for you throughout the rest of your life.
I have often dreamed for years of this type of thing where, a young lady who is alone, scared, troubled, pregnant, doesn't know where to turn, and a church would reach out, and within that church would be a mentor, someone that would come alongside, maybe a couple, an elderly couple, maybe empty nesters, whatever,
Yeah.
and would be able to walk this young lady through their pregnancy, just loving them, caring for them, and your app help facilitates that.
Yeah, and it's been an incredible thing because this app, we wanted to, not reinvent the wheel. Look around at all the incredible clinics and resources that are around and say that is doing incredible, but how can we design a system to sit on top of the current support system and fill in the little gaps and make sure that the experience is seamless for her. And so one of our very first clients that came through, she was interested in adoption, and she said, "Can I talk to someone who's had adoption?" One of our very first mentors placed her child for adoption at 22 years old. We were able to get them connected, and she was able to ask all of her questions about what that journey looks like. And she has gone through with creating an adoption plan, and she manages that adoption plan through Planner, which is just incredible to see what would have. She might never have explored that as something that could potentially change her life and her child's life. But to see the role that mentoring, women who have had, whether it's unplanned pregnancies, been a mother themselves, or just have a real heart for the issue, to see how we can be the hands and feet of Jesus and be matching these women to someone who is a real champion, someone outside of their, an immediate circle, and who says, "You know what, you can do this, and I'm here with you."
Yeah, how amazing. How amazing is that? All right, well, I'm speaking with Phoebe. We're going to continue in just a second, but we're going to hear from our sponsors, and we will be right back. And I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge RTS Postal Express for all your printing needs, whether it's color copies, whether it's black and white copies. Maybe you would like your company or business logo on your shirts or your cups or your umbrellas, or perhaps you need business banners or signs. You name it, RTS Postal Express. My man Angelo, if you mention Champions for Life, you will get a discount on your order, so make it a big one. For more information, contact RTS at 702-489-4859. Again, that's 702-489-4859. RTS Postal Express, one of the proud sponsors of the Champions for Life broadcast. And welcome back, folks, to Champions for Life. Again, I'm your host, Ken Wilson. Today, I'm just delighted to speak with the president of Plana, Phoebe Entermann. Plana is a beautiful app that's a digital answer for women who are facing an unplanned pregnancy and don't have answers. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful vision, an application, an answer for young ladies. And again, it's available. This application is available on Google Play and the App Store. I'm not a Macintosh guy, so there's no Macintosh. It's Apple now, right?
That's Apple, yeah. I
dated myself when I said Macintosh. But this is available for young ladies, and it's just a fantastic app. The heart of this, the beautiful part of this that I love, is the fact that every single young lady who downloads this app, logs in, she's going to get a care coordinator. I love that. And someone that's going to personalize her care. And it doesn't matter what her need might be. This care coordinator has one goal in mind, and that is to be everything that young lady needs to deliver, to have that beautiful, healthy, bouncing baby boy or girl. Even if adoption is something that she's thinking about, Plana is there for that as well.
Yeah, no, definitely want to help women explore something that they might never have thought of, right?
Right.
I know plenty of people who've had incredible adoption stories, and I'm so grateful my mum, made an adoption plan. I'm so grateful that, one of my friends, she's her grown son then got reconnected with her, and it's just such an amazing story. And there's not a lot of there's a bit of misinformation around it, a bit of stigma. A lot of women say, well, I'm scared because I won't get to choose the family. Well, actually, you do get to choose the family. Well, I can't pay for it. Well, actually, it's free. Well, what happens if the family is not a good family? Well, look at the vetting process that these families have to go through. So just kind of talking through, and then some women are like, hey, this could be the right thing for me. This could be the thing that gives life to a child, allows me to be able to continue the things that I'm doing. and just an incredible thing that not a lot of young women think of. So motherhood, obviously an amazing, amazing outcome. Adoption, an equally incredible outcome.
Yeah, and that's the heart of Plana. Plana is there for you young ladies that are facing that crisis pregnancy, and or maybe it's not a crisis. Maybe you just want more information about your pregnancy and would love some digital answers. You know, as you were mentioning, a lot of all of our youth today are on these applications and phones and looking for answers in 1,000 different places. Well, when it comes to your pregnancy, guess what? There's one answer now, and that's Plana, Plana. And you're going to log in, and not only is your information private, but your help is personalized just for you and your child. And I mean, it's amazing that this would normally be a service that you would expect to pay for.
Yeah.
A concierge service for you and your child. You would expect to pay a lot of money for that, and Phoebe is going to make thousands and thousands of dollars off of you. Is that right?
Well, you look at the the San Francisco tech startup, and you think to yourself, yeah, why is Plana set up as a nonprofit?
It's a nonprofit.
Why is it set up to support women at no cost? And it's because we are a mission-led organization, right? Women don't need another subscription to something; they need real support. And they need someone who says, no matter the barriers to you, we're going to be able to connect and support you.
And that's exactly that's why they're on the broadcast today. That's why I love what they're doing, is because, you know what, it's not about the money. It's about helping young women and families, right? And providing answers. And it's a selfless organization. Believe it or not, there are organizations out there that really do care about their clients and people and really do want to help, just like First Choice. That's why we don't charge a dime for any client that walks through our doors, for any of the services that we provide or any of the references. And Plana does exactly the same thing, right? Not charging a dime for any of the services, not for the care coordinator, not for the resources, not for all the agencies and ministries that they point you to. It's all free. And the beautiful thing about it is that they're not going away. You will be there for as long as that young lady needs you.
Yeah, and it's incredible because one of the biggest things that we're really passionate about is having those conversations earlier in her pregnancy to really get her thinking about what life is like after pregnancy. You know, we really are passionate about making sure women aren't coming back to another unplanned pregnancy and another unplanned pregnancy, but saying, okay, there are resources. There's incredible in Clark County, incredible workforce development resources, workforce development, job skilling, nonprofits. We have some of our own in-house resources, and just saying, okay, we want you to really think about what's next. And now you have the time to think about what's next because all of the stressful logistics and managing have been taken off your plate. So now you have the space to say, what do I want my life to become? Let's get you connected to the resources to make sure that you are better off post-pregnancy because you interacted with our app.
I want to tell you folks, ladies who are listening to this broadcast, or maybe you're seeing this on YouTube, this is not something that's just too good to be true. This is true. It's just like our clinic. It may seem like it's too good to be true, but we exist for you. There are people that care. There are companies that care. There are staff and doctors and administrators that really want to reach out to you and see you thrive, especially for young ladies facing an unplanned pregnancy. That's why we exist. That's why we're here. That's why Plana has developed this app on your phone and computer and laptop to help you through and guide you through with not only a care coordinator, but a mentor that's going to walk with you after you give birth. How amazing is that? And it's all free of charge. I simply can't get over that. It's just how beautiful is that. And so let me ask you this. Now, for our listeners who are listening to this, say, hey, you know what? This is an incredible organization. This is a fabulous organization. I would like more information about how I can be a part of this. Maybe, perhaps you're listening and you're a medical professional or administrator. Maybe you're tech savvy and you think you might have, you would like to, see Plana expand beyond Nevada and throughout the nation. maybe you can assist them in making that dream a reality. How are they able to contact Plana? What's the best way to do it?
Yeah, for sure. The best way, and this is an exciting, thought for people to be having, because we need an army of people in the local Las Vegas area who say, Plana's movement starts here and it goes nationwide. I want to be part of this solution. I want to be part of making sure that life-affirming resources stay relevant to future generations. The best way, if that's your thought, is to go to plana.org, plana.org, and go on our website, and you can see a little bit of how the app works. You can see that we're very private and secure. We're a nonprofit organization. You can go through and see a little bit more information. But if you want to contribute, you can become a mentor or request to become a mentor, or donate through our website if you want to support a young woman's journey through her pregnancy. We also have an incredible shop which has some of our really cool Plana merch.
You've got merch.
So it's a great way to be able to wear your values, right?
Right.
It's a great way to say, hey, I want to be part of this solution, and I want to be standing with women who have unplanned pregnancies in my area, and all the proceeds go towards supporting women who have unplanned pregnancies. And I guarantee if you get our unplanned hat, it's upside down, unplanned, and every single time I wear it, everyone asks me, what does your hat say? And I say unplanned, and they say, well, why is it upside down? And I say, because Plana turns your unplanned upside down. And they love that kind of back and forth. So if you want to look for ways to support, and then if you have general inquiries, if you want to get involved, looking into open positions that we have, or just ask some questions, the contact us form on our website is the best way to get involved. Leave your name, your email, and we'll get back to you.
And I guarantee you, listen, folks, this is a startup ministry, startup company, and it's going to explode across the United States. And this is exactly what we want to see happen for organizations just like this one. And you can be a part of it on the ground floor and grow with Plana. It could potentially be a career for you as well. And so I encourage you, log in, download the app, Plana, the Plana app on Google Play and the App Store, and click on Contact Us.
So through the website, you can find all the information. If you do want to check out the app, feel free to put in a name. It's really helpful for our team if you put in your name. If you were logging into it, Ken Test or Ken Just Looking. Otherwise, we'll treat you like a young woman who has a pregnancy, and we'll pull out all the stops for you. So if you're just browsing, Ken Test or Phoebe Test helps us know who's just having a look on the app. But then, the website is where you'll find, as a supporter, all the resources you're looking for.
Excellent. I've been speaking with Phoebe Entermann, who is the president of Plana, a beautiful organization that has provided a digital answer for women who are facing an unplanned pregnancy or maybe a planned pregnancy and just would love to have someone walk with them through their pregnancy. Free of charge. It's amazing. Plana.org, Plana.org, a startup right here in Las Vegas. A lot of times people tell me, Kenny, why doesn't God do something about that? Or why doesn't God do something about this problem or that problem? And the answer is, guess what? God created you, and God created Phoebe, and Phoebe has provided the answer digitally for our ladies who are facing pregnancies and would just like a little assistance. And just how amazing is that? I'm just so delighted that you were with us today, and you're going to be back because we're going to be talking about you in the future.
Sounds good.
And,
Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. So as we're coming to the end of the show, of course, we want to talk about some of the events that are coming up. Now, listen. If you're driving, just keep driving. You can look us up on YouTube.
Don't crash.
Don't crash. That's right. Pay attention. But on YouTube, Champions for Life podcast, or on Facebook on our Champions for Life page, and you can see all of the events that are coming up. For example, on March 17th is the Imago Day Pastors Leaders Breakfast, right? Yours truly is going to be there. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to try and see if we can get Plana there as well. And we're just going to be talking about some amazing stuff to our pastors so that they can then share the information that we're going to be sharing with them to their congregations as well. That's going to be March 17th. That's for you pastors now. We're going to serve you breakfast. That'll be March 17th, 9 a.m., the Imago Dei Pastoral Leaders Breakfast. That's going to be at the Balm of Gilead Global Ministries, 860 East Twain Avenue, Suite 106. For more information, you can go to imagodaymovement.org. On March 28th, that's for everybody, the March for Life. That is our big fundraiser for First Choice. You want to be a part of that. Get your sponsorship form. Here it is. Look, I'm holding it up. Sponsorship form. Get someone to fill it out. See if you can track down Phoebe. See if she can pay like $1,000 for every mile that you walk, right? And then we will collect it from her. And then that goes to fund this clinic. And that's our big fundraiser every year. The March for Life. It's going to be, listen, it's going to be fun for the entire family. Bring your kids and your husband. There's going to be food and games and raffles and giveaways and wonderful ministries like Plana that are going to be there so that they can share about what's going on in Las Vegas. But a lot of events too. It's going to be fantastic. Then there's going to be the march, right? Little 2-mile march. Basically, it's a stroll, right? And it's going to culminate almost at First Choice right here, and you'll be able to take a tour of this facility, this clinic, and you can even maybe take a quick poke, look-see into our studio and see where we shoot this very podcast. And it's going to be wonderful to meet you. And then from here, it'll culminate back at Trinity Life Center, 1000 East St. Louis. Again, that's going to be March 28th. 9 a.m. is going to be the beginning of the rally. So get there at 8 o'clock. Get yourself registered if you don't already have one of these, and be a part of the march. And on April 16th, this is Call to Care, Partners in Life, a medical professional gathering. April 16th, right here at First Choice, right here at our clinic, 860 East Sahara Avenue. This is for all the medical professionals, the doctors, the nurses, the administrators, the healthcare professionals. We want to address you. We want to talk to you directly. Whether you join us philosophically or whether you join us as part of the team that we have here, either way, we want to make sure that organizations like First Choice and Plana are not the best kept secret in Vegas, but in fact, everybody's going to know about us, right? So that's it. If you're more interested and if you need more information about anything that we've talked about today, give First Choice a call. Again, our number 702-294-CARE. That's 294-2273. And remember, you can be a champion for life.